Hello and welcome to my most recent acquisition. This is another little laptop to add to my collection of laptops. I've currently got 3 laptops plus this one, all running Linux. I've also got 2 MacBook Airs, one of which is current, one of which is stuck on Monterey because that's as far as it'll go. Very happy with all of them, and none of them are running Windows. When I bought this laptop, which I picked up for £80, it's not a great laptop. Have I got Inksy on here? Let's just check. It was running Windows 11 quite happily. Even the 24H2 variation, it basically took me 12 hours to update it from its factory reset, which was 2202. So it basically reinstalled Windows 11 twice. But however, because of that, it kept the local login for a little while until I rebooted. But it ran really well. Obviously it didn't do the recall and all that stuff because it was too old of a CPU and too low of a RAM signature. So what's happening here? Have we updated? We haven't finished updated yet. We're reading the package lists. I only really want to install Inksy, so see what happens. Install Inksy. You watch, it's already there. It's already the latest version. Okay, so let's go maximum size so that you can see what this thing is. Let's clear the screen. Okay, so you can see that we are running Linux Mint Debian Edition with the 6.1.028 AMD 64 kernel on a 64-bit desktop system with Cinnamon LMDE 6 Fay, because if I'm going to run Mint, I'm going to run the Debian version. Okay, so the motherboard is an Asus Tech E210 MAB with the UEFI American Megatrends blah 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 E210 MAB 304, 20th of the 5th 2022. Battery's pretty good, keeps the charge pretty well, probably about as well as it would under Windows 11, but not fantastically, not when you compare it, I'm sorry, to the Macs. The Macs keep their charge a hell of a lot longer, but then they're designed to. Okay, so Gemini Lake GPU graphics, dual core Celeron N4020, 64-bit with 4 meg of level 2 cache. Screen resolution is 1366/768. OpenGL 4.6, Mesa 2236. The processor is a Celeron Pentium Silver processor, high definition audio, graphics. We're running PipeWire for the audio. Yeah, so look, we're on a 4 gig of memory. Well, 3.65 as it's reported here. We're using 1.52, which seems a little high. Let's just check on free. Yeah, we're using 1.5 gigs. Wow, that's pretty heavy. But then we are screen recording, and it is telling me we've got some updates. So that's running in the background as well. So let's exit out of this. Run the little updates. Why am I making this video? I'm making this video because it's been 3 weeks since I did a video, and that was a trucking one, which nobody's really interested in. So yeah, Firefox needs updating, and the GStreamer plugins need updating. GStreamer plugins, if you don't know, are the multimedia plugins, codecs, whatever, for the audio, for the video, for all that stuff. So let's install them updates. Obviously I've set the repositories to a local server rather than the faraway one in America. Is it America? I don't know. The Debian ones, of course, are the UK Debian ones, so which all my Debian installs default to anyway. So okay, let's whack those updates on. If it's going to let me. If it's not going to interfere with the video. What am I saying? I'm catching up. I'm letting you know where we are, what's happening regarding the channel. We're coming to the end of 2024 right now, and I'm thinking of doing a video about the main machine which has been running MX23 since almost a year now. But also just basically show you around the machine, because my father passed away a year ago, last September, a year and a bit ago. He's been sitting on my shelf in a box, his ashes. We're going to go and scatter him on the 27th on the East Coast, finally. He's been freeloading all that time, bless him, who can blame him. But when he passed, he didn't have much, and there's a fairly big family. But what I got from what was left of his money, which he intentionally kept really small so that he could get benefits and carers and things while he was in his dotage, I bought a machine. And that is what you've been seeing the trucking videos recorded on, what I've called MacOS Linux on the Beast. Well, I mean, the Beast is a video for another day if I decide to do it, or if I get time for it. Basically, the channel hasn't been very active as much as it always used to be until about 3 and a bit years ago. So what's happened in that time? What's happened in that time is I actually got a job, and I've been working at my job for 3 and a bit years, working very, very hard and doing very, very well. Not financially, but with regards to doing a good job. I'm a CNC operator. I'm a CAM artist, I guess. I cut files from scratch, cut them, and they're built and they become signs. It's not a high paying job, but it's a job I love, and it's a job I've had to fight to keep in the last few months, because there have been redundancies, and I would have been back out of work if it hadn't have been for my co-worker who had been in the trade for a good 20 years non-stop, and kind of got sidelined into CNC work and was fed up with it, and he'd been there long enough to get a good payout, so he took the money. Let's get back to this laptop, which is now up to date. Used to have Windows 11 24H2 on it, and it would sit at idle using about 3 gigs of the 4 gigs of RAM. Now a lot of that RAM is cached, which is basically held back and saved for quick launching various pieces of software. But it's also running all those amazing Microsoft daemons in the background, which allow it to tell Big Brother what you're doing, where you're going, what you're spending, where you're spending it, and all that stuff. And now it isn't, because I've put Linux Mint Debian Edition 6 on here, and it's using 1/3 of the RAM, and it's taking up half of the space, giving me a little bit more room on this tiny little SSD. It's a 64 gig SSD, but it's giving me another 20 gig by taking Windows off and putting Linux on, so that's no small potatoes. It runs better, it's lighter, it's more private, it's more mine. I don't own a license to use the software, I own the software that sits on this machine now. Oh yeah, you don't own Windows, you know. You don't own Windows any more than you own Android or iOS. It's not yours. You own a license to run it. They can revoke that any day of the week. This? No, they can't. It's mine now. Another reason why I like Linux. A very rambling video. I do apologise. So, right, okay, I've told you I've got X amount of laptops, X amount of desktops, and so on and so forth. So what am I running? What am I actually running? I'm running Linux Mint Debian Edition on this. I'm running MX23 on the Beast. I am running Ubuntu 24.04 still on the small HP laptop with the touch screen, and I'm running Ubuntu Mate 24.04 on the bigger laptop with the i5 processor and no touch screen. Everything's running really, really, really well, and again, everything is mine rather than a license. As far as macOS goes, I'm running Sequoia on a MacBook Air 2020. It's on the 2020 or 2022, I'm not sure, but I picked it up for a song. I checked online, and to buy one second-hand, refurbed, on Amazon is $450. I paid $350 because I wanted a current Mac that could go up to date. It's the last of the Intel MacBook Airs before they went to the M chips, the Macintosh M1s. We're now on M4 Pros and whatever's, but this is pre-M. So there's no Mac AI on it or anything, either of them. The other one has got, as I said, Monterey, because that's as far forward as it would update. As far as security goes, according to Apple, you can still run these old Macs, quite happily still run these old Macs. You can't install much that you download from anywhere other than the Apple Store, and I don't think the Apple Store is even open for older Macs, so you've either got it installed or you haven't. Or you've got a backup of the installers somewhere. But as long as you can install a modern browser, you're probably safe. They basically say, no, it's fine to run. It's fine to run. Apple say this. It's fine to run as long as you've got a modern browser and you're taking safety precautions about where you go, what you download, and all that. So the Macs are fine. Yeah, this is the state of the nation, state of the station, you could say. Very happy on my Linux. Been working very hard, haven't been able to do many videos, not that inclined to install the latest and the greatest Linux operating systems. I just want systems that can sit there and consistently work, that will do what I want. They will run the software that I want, which is the software that I've become accustomed to on Linux, and that's pretty much available on any distro. I'm tolerating Ubuntu. I'm tolerating the snaps that they insist you have, but I'm refusing to use any other ones. On this thing, it does seem to favour Flatpaks, but you can choose not to install Flatpaks. You can choose which version you install from the software center. Where's the software center? Let's get to that. Is that it? This is how well I know this system. That's not it, is it? Administration, software manager. Oh, it is that. Software manager. And we wait while it updates itself. Come on. Okay, so say, yeah, look, it defaults to FlatHub, Bitwarden, whatever, Telegram, blah blah blah. But if you was to type in, I don't know, Audacity, let's have a look. Alright, they've only got that one. Okay, let's try the GIMP. We're over Wi-Fi here. So here you see, look, you've got loads of GIMP. This is the one that it defaults to, trying to get you to install the FlatHub one. I've chosen to install the .deb because I don't want that many Flatpaks. I don't want that many. Well, I mean, I came to Mint to avoid snaps. So the last thing I want is flat packs. All the other extras, like the GIMP data extras, the plugin registry, etc., texturize, the GMIC filters and that. I mean, yeah, I could be tempted by those, but this is a machine with only 4 gigs of RAM and a dual core processor, so I shan't be going for that. Yeah, let's go to, have we got any recently used, not recent files, administration, system monitor, let's see what it says. Bearing in mind we're recording with OBS Studio, recording full screen, it insisted not to, it wanted to scale it. So yeah, we're still using like less than 50% of the RAM, 42%, and we're screen recording. The CPU's kind of busy, but not over the top. What are the processes that are running? Should we go to the CPU intensive ones? Yeah, so it's OBS is using 20% of CPU power at the minute. Cinnamon's following that up with 1%. System monitors using nearly 4%. Alright, what about memory? Okay, again it's OBS, and then we've got like Cinnamon, Mint Update, which is running in the background, Pipewire, which is running in the background, Mint Report Tray, which is this thing down here, the Blue Man applet, so that's my Bluetooth, Nemo Desktop, which is basically Nemo Desktop. Nemo is the file manager which also controls the desktop. Cinnamon Screensaver is running in the background, which I can probably turn off. There's the system monitor, there's the Blue Man tray, so that's the instance of the Bluetooth manager there. Cinnamon Launcher, applet, a Python script there. Evolution email with alarm notifications, etc. Network Manager applet. Cinnamon Killer Daemon, I guess it kills programs that are failing to work, or gives you the option to. Various other things that are all running in the background, but yeah, GNOME keyring, which is your authority to use sudo permissions and so forth, etc., etc. It's the keyring, it just decides who can do what on the system. Alright, so yeah, this is my birthday present to myself, 80 quid, and very happy with it. Like I said, it ran Windows 11 24H2 fairly well for about 2 days, one of which was just updating it to 24H2. Honestly, what a chore. It's doing things like updating Windows that makes you realise just how good Linux is. Linux is a 5-minute job most of the time. Windows, you better put aside 2 or 3 hours at least. Anyway, that's enough from me. That's me signing off, because you know, it's been 3 weeks and I'm now exhausted after doing a video. But at least it wasn't a trucking one, eh? So okay, thanks for watching, and I suppose I'll catch you in the next one, whenever that is. Happy Christmas, and if I don't see you before, I'll see you in the new year. Cheers chaps, adios.